Hola, soy Tor Wahlgren de Momentum Disc Golf. Bienvenidos a Zonadiscgolf.
Okay, Thor, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, fine. Thor is the CEO and founder of Momentum Disc Golf, which is a quite new disc golf manufacturing company based in Sweden.
That's correct. In the central part of Sweden, just maybe 1.5 hours north of Stockholm.
Okay, fine. What's your personal background and how did you end up founding Momentum Disc Golf?
Well, I began working in the plastic industry at the age of 17, producing compasses for Silva, which is an international brand for compasses and navigational equipment. But I worked with many things during my life. It's industrial and educational and media. The last 10 years, I've been product development or product developer for spirit beverages,
Mm.
such as gin and absinthe and vodka, aquavit, and so on. And I've also been a company owner and or CEO for 22 years. So, yeah, the wish to produce discs came from some years ago, but was really put on the working table like 1 year ago in
Okay.
January 2021. And 1 month later, I took decision to actually do this. And since then, 1 year ago, I haven't done anything else since then. Just
That's
working
great.
hard with this.
What does it take to design a disc golf? I think it's not an easy process, no?
To design a disc, you need to draw it in 3 dimensions. It's
Yeah.
called CAD/CAM. It is quite complicated, and the software is quite expensive because you can't just have some free thing downloaded from.
Yeah.
You need the real stuff, yeah. So you also need a lot of knowledge about what makes a disc react in a certain way. I mean, why does it turn? Why does it glide? Why does it fade? And some of this information is available at YouTube, of course, but you need more knowledge than that. So
Okay.
I collected my knowledge by studying a lot of molds, read and watch all available information, and throwing a lot of different discs in different weather conditions. It takes time, to
Okay.
understand the
Of course.
details.
How do you put your flight ideas into actual measurements? Or say you take one benchmark of, okay, I love this disc from another manufacturer and I want to make it flight a bit longer, having a stronger fade, so I would put a wider rim. Or how do you translate it? Because you cannot build a mold for every idea you have. You have to design on computer. And can you simulate the flight of the disc, or how do you put it into real plastic?
Yeah. So far, I've just I've looked at all the other discs. Let's say when I made the nice disc, I looked at all kinds of discs with a speed 7, 8, and 9, and I figured out why what do they have in common that makes them glide so far.
Yeah.
If I look at the Glideer discs, because I want my discs to glide very much.
Yeah.
And then I realized what properties or what design I need to use to make my disc glide very, very long. It's a Glide 7 disc. So how do I make that? So it's difficult to explain in words, but because it's something I can see when I watch the discs.
Yeah.
Because I study it so much that I can look at the disc and probably say the number. If you give me a disc and I don't know what it is, I can say the numbers on it. Just by looking at it. I've studied discs so much.
Yeah. Is it possible to apply the CFD simulation to the discs, or does it need very, very heavy use computers, or is it available for such design?
I don't use any kind of simulation. I just make the drawing, and I understand that this is how it's going to fly.
That's experience applied.
Kind of, yeah, yeah. I have to admit that when I made the slim disc, it became a little bit more understable than I was expecting. It's a -3 disc, and I was aiming at the -1.
Okay.
So it felt like a mistake in the beginning, but now I understand this is actually really good for the disc.
Okay.
So, and the experience I get from that is that, yeah, that I can use
Okay.
in the next design. So
Once you put your design into a mold, I guess you have a solid block of, I'm not sure, aluminum or whatever. When you build the mold, is there any option to slightly fine tune it, or is it once it's done forever? Or
the way I make the mold, well, I don't make the mold. I order the mold from a
yes,
Swedish mold designer that normally work with the car industry. So this is the highest level of molds you can get in the world, basically.
fine.
And there's no, when it's done, it's done. You
Yeah.
can't change it afterwards.
Okay.
I have made molds that if I want to change something in a disc mold, I don't have to I don't have to make the entire mold again. I can choose parts of it to remake.
Okay.
Yeah, so because the actual mold is made out of maybe 20, 30 parts. It's not 2 parts. It's a 30
no.
part mold.
Okay. That's interesting. I thought that it was just the upper parts and the lower part, but
Yeah, that's what people think. Yeah, but it's a machine in itself, with many parts and moving parts and
that's fine.
ejecting and cooling system, and there's all kinds of stuff in this.
Yeah.
So it costs as much as 2 of my cars.
Yeah, I worked some years ago in the bicycle industry in a Catlike, which is a Spanish bicycle helmet manufacturer, and the helmets are made with injected polystyrene, also in molds, and it's quite expensive but quite complicated. I'm not sure if the usual disc golfer understands the cost behind developing a mold and the manufacturing process. It's way more complicated than what it seems, no?
I would say so, yeah. Especially when it comes to the mold making, I mean, including the CAD CAM work and everything, it's between 15,000 and 20,000 euros just to make one mold.
Oof, it's a lot of money, yeah.
Yeah. So you have to know what you're doing. You have to make it's a big decision when you say, I want to make a new mold.
Okay. You offer your discs in 4 plastic types. Which are the factors that during the manufacturing process can alter the fly shape? I mean, I'm not sure, but maybe the plastic injection pressure or the temperature rise or drop rates. Does every batch has its own personality, or are all of them exactly equal? Is there is a bit of artistic touch in the manufacturing?
Yeah, okay. It's a good question. Yeah, I mean, so far we have only made 1 or 2 runs of each mold, so we can't say if in-house weather conditions will affect our plastic materials during production, for example. But injection pressure let's start with injection pressure. That can change the flight characteristics because there is, if you have a high pressure into the mold, the result coming out of the mold will be a little bit different from the result if you have a small injection pressure. It will be a small difference. And exactly what that does, I don't know yet. We haven't tested this scientifically yet. We don't do anything scientific, but I mean, we haven't done the mathematics or statistics around this yet. So,
is the weight related to this, or is the weight related to the density of the material that you put on? You mix some different densities of plastic. Why does a disc with the same mold weighs 169 grams and another 176?
Yeah, it can depend on the density of the plastic, And for those who don't know what density is, it is the weight compared to the volume of the plastic. So, or it can be adjusted a little bit depending on the pressure that you put into the mold. You can simply compress the plastic a little bit. So if you have high pressure into the mold, the disc will be a little bit more stiff, and it will contain a little bit more plastic, so it will be heavier. And some edge of it, somewhere, some edge will be a little bit more filled out. And that edge will make the difference in the flight characteristics. If it is the bottom of the rim edge or the rim front edge, I don't know.
It's a very interesting world. It's a lot of things to think about. You're producing now currently, I guess, two models, no? The Slim and the Nice. Can you talk about them?
Yeah, the Nice fairway driver is a Speed 8 Glide 7 understable disc. And we made it first as a beginner's disc in basic plastic. And now we've just released it in premium plastic, and it's still the same disc, but it is a totally different feeling, and it feels really luxurious to throw that, and it's absolutely super nice. The Slim is a putter speed 2 disc, which is very understable. It's a Glide 4, maybe Glide 5. We put Glide 4 on it, but I mean, with the numbers on Slim is 2-4 minus 3-0, but it could just as well be 2-5 minus 3-1. It's very difficult to put numbers on a putter because
it's absolutely subjective, I guess. No, it's just a matter of trying and putting some numbers.
We just throw it. In this
compare
case,
with other models and put some numbers.
Exactly, and in this time I didn't want to make the decision myself, so I asked other experienced players to throw it and tell me what they think, what numbers should it have, and the compromise was 2-4 minus 3-0.
That's great. And are you thinking about developing new molds, or I guess it will depend on the evolution of the company and the.
There is a third mold already that I have, and it's made only in premium plastic so far. It's called Pretty Fly. As my tournaments, I run tournaments called Pretty Fly, and the disc have the same name because I want to build on that brand as well. And it's a really pretty flyer. It's a Speed 9. It's a Speed 9 disc, also a little bit understable. It's like I began to call it a big sister to the Nice disc.
How fine.
A Nice is then a small brother, the little brother of,
That's
of
good.
Pretty Fly. Yeah.
You have mentioned the names. I guess that manufacturing discs is not just about the technical stuff, but also a bit about the aesthetics and the brand personality. No, I guess that the graphic design is also important. The templates and all that. Have you got a plan about how to establish the personality of Momentum Disc Golf?
Yeah, this is our weak point. I must confess. For now, we go with the text on discs because the hot stamp equipment we have is best for this. When we have more knowledge about the hot stamping process, I mean, we're new in the business, we have to learn. But when we know more, we will look at the decorations with images too. Maybe we need to buy new equipment for better decorations. So this has to come when it seems logical from an economical standpoint.
Yeah.
I mean, we have been producing discs for 4 months at this time, and starting to buy new equipment at this time is not the right point. We have to get sales going first, and then we it makes kind of sense.
Yeah,
it had to make
course.
sense to buy new machinery. Because also the hot stamping machinery is really expensive. We bought the cheapest that was possible. It didn't cost much. But should we buy a new machine, it will cost maybe 15 times more than it does now. So it has to be better equipped.
Keep everything in mind. Yeah. Many manufacturers offers big catalogs of dozens and dozens of models. Sometimes when I check out, I get a bit crazy about all that stuff. Is it really necessary to offer those dozens of models? Does a player really need this, or could be a smart move to keep the brand on focus on some selected fewer models for real needs and adjust your throwing style or whatever? Or do you really need 24 models in a brand? I'm not sure which is the right way.
Mm, mm. Yeah, I like to have many different discs in my bag. I like that. I guess that the amount of different discs and plastic is showing that we all are different. I mean, the feel of the rim and the feel of the plastic is different to us all. You don't feel it the same way I feel it, even if we're holding the same disc. So some years ago, I thought that disc golf should limit the amount of discs in a bag at a tournament.
Like in golf, that you are limited to 14 clubs.
Yeah, for example. But now I understand that disc golf, it's not golf. We like that we are different. I mean, and yes, that is also kind of a political statement. We like that we are different. So
I love
the amount. The amount should be. I mean, the more flavors, the better.
Yeah. Here in Spain, we have a curious case this year in the Spanish Championship. The winner used just 6 molds, and the second used 21. So it really depends on each one. There is not. It's not if you use 22 different molds, you're going to win. It depends on each player, and it's good to have the options.
That's actually kind of beautiful. I think that's a beautiful thinking, or a beautiful comparison to say that one uses 6, the other one uses 21, and they're just very, very close at the same level of play. Yeah. Really
Momentum Disc Golf is based in Sweden. What are Momentum Disc expansion plans in Europe?
Let's start with Spain. Discs will be available in Spain when a Spanish disc golf store or web shop reaches out to us and say that they want to sell Momentum Disc Golf. We're just waiting for the call.
Yeah, I was just going to ask this to you. I think that it's not available still in Spain.
No, not yet. There's also discussions with players, in Argentina, Uruguay, and Portugal. That they will sell discs for Momentum Disc Golf. This is people, this is not businesses. This is people like representatives. Yeah. And Momentum has also been producing discs, as I said, for only 4 months now. But we have discs available in Thailand, US, Norway, Sweden, Ghana in Africa, and very soon also in Lithuania, Estonia, France.
Okay, so you're working
Argentina,
now on
England.
building a distribution net, no?
That's good. Yeah, we're just in the process of offering this premium plastic discs, which is absolute top level, to anyone who want to sell it. But we haven't had time to reach out. There has been so much to take care of, getting sponsored tournaments running, setting up a team, getting everything in order in the production line.
There's a lot of work to do and so little time.
Crazy. It's only 4 months. I mean, we have only been. What can you do in 16 weeks? I mean,
you have mentioned that you are helping the development of disc golf in Argentina and in Uruguay. How did it arrive? What were you doing there, and which is the current situation there in Argentina and Uruguay, and how could we help them grow? Because we are very interested in all the Spanish-speaking countries. We have some the language in common, and we would like to help them. Which is the current situation there in Argentina and Uruguay?
Right now in Argentina, they have a couple of courses now and a strong group working with the development of disc golf. Their page on Facebook is Disc Golf Benito Juárez.
Juárez, correcto. We will put it in the video description.
Yeah, good. And anybody who just contact them and let them know that you're interested, and soon that you will be throwing momentum discs in Argentina.
Yeah.
No person could be more happy to. Well, it began with me. I went to Uruguay in 2018, and I just went there because I was looking for a place to live outside Sweden during winter time. So I brought a basket and checked this country, and it ended up that I designed a disc golf course in Montevideo.
Fine.
And the physical development of that design has not begun properly for reasons I don't know about. But now another disc golf guy has come or popped up in Uruguay, and he's trying to set up a course outside the city, and maybe that is better. The best way to get in contact with him is to join the Facebook page Disc Golf Uruguay.
Uruguay, we will put it also
I
in
run that
description.
page. I created that page in 2018, and people are getting to know about this now. It's the same thing I did there in Ghana and in Uruguay, that I introduced the disc golf sport to the ultimate community.
Ultimate, yeah. There's a strong ultimate frisbee community in Latin America.
Yeah, and it's also in Uruguay. There's a small group in Montevideo, but they also have teams outside the city, basically all over the country. So it's a good community. They're really good people.
Okay, we'll try to help them out. We are working also with people in Mexico, in Colombia, and Argentina, Uruguay, Spain. We are trying to make a bigger global Spanish-speaking market to help ourselves. Is it economically feasible to export European disc golf products to Latin America, or is it very far away? The costs of bringing this there, is it possible, or is US, because the US is in the same continent, is it possible to export products in Latin America?
Yeah, well, the first shipment I sent to Argentina arrived maybe a week ago. It was a small shipment, just a box. So no, I can say it's not economic to do this in any way. But if I lower my margin, and I agree with the selling organization that they lower their margins, the profit margin. If we lower this on both sides of the deal, it is possible to do this.
Yeah,
we just have to have a lower demand on profit. That's what it's all about.
Of course, it's
So and so we do it because we can do it. That's all. But not for the profit. But
you're trying to build a market, I guess, to grow the market so that it becomes economically most interesting, I guess.
Yeah, it's like a test. Can we build a market there by I send them 38 discs or what it was I sent. Can those 38 discs be sold in a limit amount of time, and to give us an indication that we can sell more discs here. Yeah. In that case, we can send bigger amounts of discs.
And the cost per disc will be lower, of course. You have
exactly. And then the profit margins on both sides will increase. Okay. And I am very, very careful with this. Very, very. It's very important for me to make sure that everybody in the chain of commerce has a profit during the line. It's the same with when I run tournaments, for example. I employ people to run tournaments for Momentum Disc Golf, so I am sure they get paid. Yeah, I pay them salary for running tournaments in my name.
Fine.
Because if people are running tournaments as it was earlier, they run tournaments and sometimes they make no profit. They don't get any salary. It will just make sloppy tournaments. Yeah. It will be bad tournaments. So to avoid that, make sure everybody get paid. Everybody involved get paid.
Yeah. You're working hard on this area. You're developing Momentum Team, both for players, for ambassadors, as you call it, and for tournament directors, for event sponsorship. Can you tell us something more about this? Because we are seeing the news of new players coming to the team, etc.
Yeah, okay. This is it's a kind of a marketing option for retailers and manufacturers in disc golf to set up teams representing our brands on tournaments. We set these teams up by offering them discs, shirts, and added prize money or paid entry fees to tournaments.
Yeah.
In Momentum teams, every player has a specific goal for the season, and if they reach their personal goal, they get a sum of money from me as a bonus.
Yeah.
For reaching their goal. It could be anything. So this is no big money actually, but it's a little reminder about working towards your goal. Momentum team is 18 disc golfers right now, and we won't be any more this season. The best players are in the player team, the local developing heroes are in the ambassador team, and the players that want to really work with disc golf and develop it into a movement, as I talk about it, are in the tour directing team.
Okay.
And they run amateur tournaments to grow the amount of players competing in disc golf. As you might know, disc golf is a sport, and if there is no tournaments, there is no sport.
Yeah.
And also, the fastest way to learn disc golf is to play tournaments.
Play tournaments, of course.
That's how you learn fast.
Okay. It sounds really exciting. A lot of things have been very interesting about not only the technical stuff, but all the marketing and everything developing behind the brand, and about the growth of disc golf in Latin America, which is very interesting for us. Okay, so Thor, thank you very much for helping us. Oh, fine. The team.
Team stamp. Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot for having me, and it was really fun. Whatever. Good luck with everything.
We made a recent video about how to come to Spain to play disc golf. A lot of people from Sweden is coming here on holidays. Maybe we can meet in some Spanish course, playing together.
I hope so.
Who knows?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, Thor from Momentum Disc Golf Discs, and see you soon, and a lot of luck with your new projects.
Thank you.
Thank you. See ya. Bye.